What is going on today, guys? Stix10 here, and today we are going to take a look at some battles that took place post the new PvP move update. So this is going to include the nerf to pup and the nerf and actually the buff to psychic and some of the other changes that took place. So you can see we got Drifblim versus Bastiodon. I stay in with the Drifblim. I do not want to lose switch advantage here. And so we're just going to let that Drifblim go down. You can see we did get quite a bit, the Bastiodon down quite a bit. He was able to farm up a lot of energy. I'm going to bring in Poliwrath now. He does switch immediately to Medicham. And I switch then to Marowak, Alolan Marowak with Hex. It's going to do a number here, and Pup is going to do nothing to me. He actually hits me with Psychic, which unboosted Psychic. You can see it did 40% or so to my HP there. So it does hit pretty hard. If he lands another one of those, it's going to be enough to take me out. Get a Bone Club there to get that going. And then here he's going to do a Power Up Punch. So I do shield that. I didn't need to, but we get to that anyways. I'm going to do another Bone Club here. Try to see if I can get another shield. And we do get this second shield. So we are in a pretty good position now. We're going to hit one more Bone Club, and that should finish. It'll be close to finishing off Medicham. You can see Medicham does survive, and he's going to throw, it should be a Psychic at this point, but he hits another power-up punch, surprisingly. So he's actually going to go down to the Hexes there. Dusclops comes in. We are going to hit a Shadow Ball. Shields are down. This Shadow Ball is going to do a ton of work against Dusclops there. It does survive, though, and we fall, so we're going to bring out our Poliwrath. I'm going to get hit here with a Shadow Punch more than likely. So Shadow Punch going to do a little bit, but you can see Poliwrath is pretty bulky, and that's one of the reasons that it was in this cup. It has lost a little bit since Pup doesn't do nearly as much damage now. Pup is mainly for getting that damage boost now, guys. So those bubbles are going to do a lot more work because of that. I have seen some discussions about maybe not running Ice Punch now and instead running Hydro Pump. I'm going to test out again all the moves again of Poliwrath. I just think it's not as dominant now, but it still can get wins for you. Like here, it does still win with those boosted bubbles, and that's what Pup is going to be for instead of Pup dealing a whole bunch of damage, which is plus and minus to it. It does allow you to farm a lot more energy off these guys that are weak, but you know, we switch out there to Alolan Marowak. They switch into Bastiodon. Here we're in a pretty bad situation, but we're gonna go ahead and hit a Shadow Ball. Does quite a bit there, and then go into a Bone Club. See if we can get a shield here, and we do get the shield on the Bone Club. So, but we're not gonna be able to get another move off. I could right there. I did over tap, so. We'll see with the new move changes. The new fast move changes haven't been implemented yet, so we'll see what happens with that. Under tapping and stuff like that may be a thing of the past, so we will see what is going on with that when they do drop those moves. So here's Pup. You can see it does nearly nothing, which allows it to get another charge move off, so obviously I have to use a shield there, whereas before that probably would have knocked out Bastiodon. But we are able to farm up a lot of energy. And in comes Gallade, which is not a great matchup for me, but Power Up Punch is going to be able to finish well. And Power Up Punch, there we go. Power Up Punch, not doing a whole lot here. It's not very effective, obviously. Drifblim comes out. This is a good position for Drifblim to be in. You can see close combat, not going to do anything to me there. And then bye-bye Gallade. And in comes Medicham. Medicham, this is actually a good matchup for Drifblim. You can see I miss a whole bunch of bubbles, so it actually survives more than it should have, thanks to the low battery coming on. We hit another Shadow Ball, and that's going to end that Medicham. So GG. First matches there of the new and improved meta. Now here's an interesting match. Go Poliwrath v Poliwrath here. And I get off the first charge move, so I get to Pup first. And this is one, I'm not really sure how to play this now, guys, because Pup does so little. Like before, that's where most of your damage, your your pups were doing quite a bit, and then your bubbles were doing, you know, a lot. Well, weren't as much against the Poliwrath mirror. So I'm curious if there's another way to play this now. But in this case, what I could have done here is shielded at some point one of these, and I would have come out on top, I believe, because he doesn't shield any of them. And then I decide not to shield either. I think if I block this one right here, I would have come out on top and would have had quite a bit of energy, enough to possibly put on another one. And there you go. Both faint, so the mirror match is now a mirror. I'm wondering if there's a different way to play it, though. So maybe you guys know of a way. So Alolan Marowak versus Steelix, not a good matchup here. Now you could be running Fire Spin on your Alolan Marowak, and that would make it more favorable for this matchup. We are going to block the first, and it is a crunch, so we're going to block that one. It wouldn't have knocked us out, but... And then we hit another Bone Club, trying to get that shield. There's a shield now. So we're going to allow our Alolan Marowak to fall here. There's no reason to... Nope, I actually used a double shield. That didn't make sense. That definitely... I think I misplayed that. No reason to do that, especially against the crunch there. I think I actually would have survived that crunch. And now he hits an Earthquake, so that's going to be GG for the Alolan Marowak. So in comes Drifblim, and going to hit a crunch here. It's going to do quite a bit, but we are able to farm up that energy off that Steelix, and what comes in is another Drifblim. So we're going to be able to hit an Ominous Wind to get that last shield. And then we have quite a bit of energy already built up, so we are able to get off that Shadow Ball. And that's going to be the end of the game there. Shadow Ball does just a ton to Drifblim. You can see we just survived with barely any health. So that was a very close matchup, but I do think I misplayed that by double shielding the Alolan Marowak versus the Steelix. I didn't necessarily need to do that. So here you go. Positive matchup here for Medicham. We're going to see getting off those pups. Obviously, pup has been nerfed, guys, so it only does 20 damage now, base power, instead of the 40 that it was doing originally. So it is now kind of more of a status move, because it's boosting your attack every time instead of all the damage that it was putting out. So there's the second stage of boost. He did decide to block that, and I'm actually not going to block here. Ice punches are doing quite a bit, but I'm really not worried about losing my Medicham at this point. So Poliwrath does go down. Be able to get a counter off maybe of whatever comes in. And it's Steelix. So we bring out our own Poliwrath. You can see Poliwrath not doing a whole lot there with the bubbles. Drifblim comes out. We're going to hit an Ice Punch here right into Drifblim. Try to get it down. They do shield. Shields are down now, so we're going to hit a power-up punch. That was the wrong play there. I definitely could have just Ice Punched and been done with it. Now I've got to use a shield for sure. I guess Ice Punch from that range wouldn't have KO'd it, so maybe that was the right play. Maybe I should have power-up punched the first time, because I knew he had shields, and I should have power-up punched the first time and then Ice Punch. There you go. You can see Ice Punch does a number on it. He comes in. I'm going to shield that crunch. Now he's going to go for the Earthquake here for sure. Trying to knock out my Poliwrath. We'll see. Power Up Punch. You could see, guys, it just doesn't do a whole lot. I swap into my Drifblim, trying to get some of that damage off. You can see he goes for Crunch then. We're able to go for a Shadow Ball here. Or Ominous One, I think might even take it out, but we went for the Shadow Ball from that range. So GG, well played. Felt like I still could make some improvements there to make that match a little better, but we did end up with the victory. Here we go again, Medicham into Poliwrath. We'll see if Poliwrath's popularity goes down. I know it has been nerfed pretty hard with that pup update, mainly. So it makes it more interesting, I think, at least as far as what moves it's going to run. You can see I'm just going to power up punch into this Medicham, or the Medicham into that, and he hits an ice punch. And there we got him down. And we've got Xatu coming in. Okay, yeah, he was just trying to test something out after the update, see if he was any better. Obviously, the ice punches, which I do have ice punch on this one right now. I've swapped it back and forth a couple times, and I think I might end up going with Psychic. I'm not sure now after this update which way to go. Psychic did get a pretty good boost after the update, so is a much better move now. A lot less energy to activate it, and does a similar amount of damage. It does 10 less damage than before, but a lot less energy to activate it. Alright, so Dusclops doing some work there with Shadow Punch against my Poliwrath. We're going to hit an Ice Punch here against that Poliwrath. And he gets off a Shadow Punch. My Poliwrath will go down with that, or bring out Drifblim, which is fine. Shadow Punch coming out. We are going to block that up. I don't want to take that much damage. And there we go. So GG. Drifblim come in and clutch there at the end with this shield remaining. So Poliwrath versus Drifblim here. So you can see this is going to be a power-up punch, I assume. Nope, it's an ice punch actually. So did take that ice punch. We are down pretty low now. So we hit an Ominous Wind, and then we're going to hit another Ominous Wind. See if we can draw out a second shield. I do not actually, but we are a shield advantage. Poliwrath is pretty low. So our own Poliwrath comes out. I bring in a Alolan Marowak, which actually is fine. That tells me is they probably don't have a counter to my Poliwrath. So you can see we shield up the Shadow Ball, and then we're going to throw another power-up punch. Get those bubbles doing a lot more damage as fast as possible. You can see, hit another power-up punch here to get those bubbles going, guys. And that was enough to actually knock it out. Attack incoming. So let's see, we're not going to shield this up. I believe it's a power-up punch. Not going to do a whole lot to our Poliwrath. And he actually gets off another one right away. So there's another power-up punch. So we're able to take him down, and then we see what's coming in. And it's a Steelix, so we're going to power-up punch into this. And then we're going to switch out to our Alolan Marowak. I'm going to take a crunch here probably, and that is, you're going to shield that up. I want Alolan Marowak to survive. We do throw the Shadow Ball. Should do quite a chunk there. And then at this point I know I'm going to get Earthquaked. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, but that's fine. Because I have Poliwrath in the back that's going to come in and already has a power-up punch ready to go. That should be GG. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Obviously the Steelix matchup and Poliwrath is a lot closer than before, especially if it's running Thunderfang. None of my opponents had Thunderfang on theirs, but it is an interesting matchup there. So guys, just keep that in mind. I definitely have some more videos coming out later. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that business. And as always, guys, keep on battling.